Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I'm your host Uzma Khan and you're watching Sisters Corner on IQRA TV. In Sisters Corner, each week we bring different people, different lovely guests in our program and discuss different topics. Whatever you want to know, we discuss in detail and our guests tell us a lot of information about that topic. In today's program, I have a lovely guest. She is a gynaecologist and her name is Samar Shoeir. So I would like to say a huge welcome to Samar. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, Uzma. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to come to IQRA channel. I watched IQRA channel for ages and I'm a fan of it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I would like to say a huge welcome actually in the show from IQRA studio, from us, from all the sisters. And I'm glad you are here in today's program.
Thank you very much for the invite.
Obviously, Samar, you are here today to discuss all the issues ladies are facing right now, because a lot of sisters sitting at home in their comfort zone and they cannot come out and reach out and get the right help.
Of course.
What they needed from the gynecologist, or maybe the appointments are really late and delayed, or creating more troubles, complications in the process.
Yes.
So I will start with ladies' issues, and I will start with teenage. Yeah.
Perfect.
So obviously these days, a lot of children, girls especially, they are getting, their days earlier than usual, and it could be the reason of, the age, food, but sometimes it can create a lot of complications. So I would like to ask you the reasons behind and what should be the, what should be the safety rules, or what should be the parents or the sisters sitting at home, they can help them to protect.
Right. So let's talk about puberty first. Mm-hmm. So how you watch your child that they are growing fine. So there is features that you see that your child is growing and reaching a certain age that they will have their period, first period coming. So first you will see that they are getting taller, then they will start having hair on the arm, in pubic area, and the breast buds will develop.
Yeah.
So this is our signs of they are starting to change, and you need to reassure them and give them the education that they will at some point that they will have a period, because it will be shock to their system if they have a period without knowing. Period at the very beginning will be very erratic, will be sometimes very long. Some girls bleed 2 long days. Because they are not ovulating. So you need to be in support, and you know that they should bleed up to a maximum 8 days, 9 days, nothing more than that. If it is longer than this means that it's compromising their stores of iron, and you need to seek help from your GP. So there is also a walk-in service GP, like you can contact them. There is NHS 111 that you can call and have advice. Don't leave it to appointment and wait long time. Also, you can have iron supplement. It is over the counter, so you can support them. Also, there is in the NHS website that you will find lots of information leaflets in different languages, so you can know the correct information rather than listening to a friend, because everybody's different, isn't it?
Yeah. So when you talk about ovulating, and obviously some of the girls in teenage, they are having more than normal days, their special days, and some of them are having short days. So apart from, days, what other reasons could be behind? Like it could be, the mom is having any complications in the past, or it's coming from mom, or it could be the food, or it could be not enough moving, walking, or what other reasons could be in it?
There is different factors. All what you mentioned are can be factor actually. The food, like because we are like we are more tendent to put on weight because of our ethnicity, Asian and and African as well. So you have to watch healthy food, like 5 per day, and you try to be really like careful with the diet you give to your child. It's not only food, it is like if the genetics as well, like if they are like born ill as a child, they are not achieving their milestones, they are not growing fine, this will affect their ovulation and their period regulation. So as I say that it is multifactorial, this is not one thing, and you have to be careful with everything, and you always seek help if there is like a problem.
Somewhere I can see a lot of teenage girls or boys, they are going through depression as well. It's because of maybe their routines, their set routines are not properly done, or maybe they are going through the stress, they all can't tell, or obviously a lot of hormones changing in the body and blood circulation and everything. How can you define that this is a period for the teenage girl or boy is a stressful period, and what we should be doing as parents?
Yeah, as parents, you have to be try to be close to your child as much as you can. Know their friend, know their circle, who they are surrounded with, and go to the school. Don't like reserve yourself that you can't speak the language. Try. You will find people like you. If you go to the school, you'll find people like you, and you can make your own circle. You know more about your child, and try to support them from the beginning. Because if you leave it late, sometimes it's too late to interfere. So you try to see how they are achieving at the school, how you support them. And also like there is lots of peer pressure, all these gadgets that they have, the telephones, you don't know what's going on in their life. So try to be included in their life. And you see that if they started to be wanted to be with like staying by themselves. So this is a sign that there is something is not right. So you have to like involve yourself with them and make them not fear you, just not to fear from you, just to talk to you, be friendly. This is is what like we do with our children, to like be surrounded, love as well, and try to do things together. Trying
to get involved and engaged in the family time, giving them time, sitting them together, keeping an eye on what they're doing. What's
let them
happening in their life
speak about themselves as well. Like give them time to speak. Don't shut them down if they speak. Just say what is inside them.
Somewhere, obviously, a lot of, as we have discussed, that when you go to the teenage, a lot of other things happening like pimples, rashes, or changing in the skin, in voice as well. So how would it be like? Obviously, it goes by the time pass, it goes. But still, there are like some teenage girls who are like quite worried. They are like, why it's happening? What is the reason behind? How we can get rid of it? So what would you advise?
Also, I will talk about hygiene, like wash with water and soap, like just like nothing, no patchy creams in the face, and try to avoid fizzy drink, like diet that is really fatty or lots of fried food. This will help to improve the skin quality. But also some children are more genetically prone to have a polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is has the same like what you told me, that the skin pimples, the voice change, the hair around the chin and the upper lip, so and the bottom weight. So you have to be vigilant and watch for that, because it will be associated with irregular period and the bottom weight. So you have to be vigilant and be vigilant about the diet as well, that what you give, what they eat outside when they are at school, and try to support them. And if there is a problem with the period delay, or you have this is a persistent problem, again, you need to seek help.
Yeah. A lot of ladies I have come from, they have discussed with me, they are going through polycystic ovaries, and which is one of the main cause for heavy bleeding as well. But many sisters are quite concerned about what it is, and how can it affect, or is it normal to have? Please, if you can, briefly discuss what is polycystic ovaries, and what are the steps we can take to protect ourselves.
Yeah. So polycystic ovaries means that the girl doesn't ovulate every month. Rather than ovulating every month, the ovary does not produce an egg every month. It produces many small eggs, and they don't achieve ovulation. So that's why the period will be very irregular, sometimes every 6 months, and when they bleed heavy, maybe for 3-4 weeks. This is because they are not regularly ovulating. It is associated with increase in insulin resistance, so they are putting on weight, and you can see that they have black marks in their neck and underarm, and they have skin pimples and increase of hair in the upper chin and the lip. So this is like in a nutshell what happened with polycystic ovary. Because there is no ovulation, it has implication that the lining of the womb keep overgrowing because the effect of estrogen is too high on the lining, and it in very rare cases can't predispose to lining of the womb cancer. So you have to predict the problem early and treat it early. Also, because of the lack of ovulation, then it can affect the fertility when they want to get pregnant again. So it has to be diagnosed early, so to act early as well when they want to try for a baby.
That's what we actually want to know, what to act. What to act early, to protect.
Yeah, so it is like we always say that it has to be like multifactorial and holistic, like you refer to dietitian, because they need to lose the weight, they need to have exercise, healthy lifestyle, and then you treat them with contraception pills to help regulate their periods and control the amount that the blood they lose. And when they are trying to get pregnant, some of this only can improve, like if they lose the weight, it can improve the ovary function and ovulation come back by itself.
That's good. So how important is it to lose weight?
Prevention.
If you have polycystic ovaries, it's not always that this is the case, but it can be.
It can be corrected.
Help you to, help you to get good health as well. So obviously, when we discuss about the polycystic ovaries, and as you have discussed, what sort of treatments are available in the medical sector, and the sisters can get?
So as I say, like contraceptive pill, it helps to reduce
contraceptive pills
to help to have regular period and protect the lining of the womb. And then metformin, which is a medication that diabetic people use, it helps to manage the body enzymes and systems, so it will help to reduce the weight, plus the exercise and the diet management. Then in most of the cases, this will be enough to help.
So different medication, and obviously your health plan, what are you eating, losing weight, and then contraception pills can be helpful for polycystic ovaries. Obviously, come to the next step. So, because a lot of questions sisters has asked me, and so obviously they are watching, and I would like to ask about what about fibroids? When we talk about fibroids, and especially in Asian women, a lot of women are struggling with fibroids, with the pain, heavy periods, low mood, and then these all sort of things are depression, anxiety as well because of fibroids. So yes, what is actually fibroids and how can we protect ourselves?
Fibroids are, again, is a tumor, but it is a benign tumor that it grows within the muscle of the womb. It causes heavy bleeding, as you rightly said. It can cause pressure, like frequency to go to toilet, or constipation, because they cause pressure on the bowels and pressure on the bladder. It can increase. It can be very small fibroids, and it can increase too large. We say in average each fibroid double in size over 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So it can be associated with heavy bleeding, can be associated with subfertility or difficulty to get pregnant. So again, it's a simple thing that when you are asleep in the bed, you can feel your tummy. Feel so the womb grow from down up. So feel from up and down, 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 down. If you feel hard lump under your hand, then you need to like see your GP and ask for a scan, because you feel something like hard under your hand. So a simple thing, you can self-diagnose that yourself, that if there is anything. It can give you heavy periods, and the heavy period and the anemia can cause you mood, like depression and swings, and also feel lack of energy and everything. So you need to know this early and correct it early as well. So
if somebody is going through fibroids, there are options for surgeries, or are there options for medication? How can we get rid of fibroids?
So different fibroids can be treated differently. So it is not one solution fit for all. Some fibroids are very tiny. They only cause heavy bleeding. So you can give tablets that to reduce the bleeding. Tablets such as tranexamic acid, mefenamic acid, use it with your period. Problem sorted. Some fibroids are really large and cause pressure or cause heavy bleeding, large bleeding. They don't respond to this medication. Other medications such as a coil, there is other ways that to reduce the size of the fibroid. Tablets, but they can be contraceptives. Some of the tablets are really strong, so you cannot get pregnant with when you are using them. And you can block off the blood supply to the uterus, to the fibroid, so the fibroid shrink over time. All these are not non-surgical ways to manage fibroids. And surgery is like can be done as a keyhole. It depends on what size of fibroid and how many, and it can be done as an open surgery to remove the fibroids.
So there's a lot of information, and I think so all the sisters watching our program, actually, they are, they must be very happy to listen. All the information you are giving is a lot. We have specialists in our program today. We have discussed about polycystic ovaries, we have discussed about fibroids, and I will come towards polyps. Another big issue in Asian women's. So obviously polyps is another issue, to have heavy bleeding and back pain, and obviously body pains as well. And sometimes they can grow in the uterus, and sometimes it can grow in your stomach nearby as well. Obviously you can have deficiency of, I'm not a doctor. So you can have deficiency of blood as well, anemic as well. So what it is, I would like to ask you, and how dangerous it can be, and how we can protect ourselves. So step by step, please.
Fine. Okay. Polyps, we don't know why they grow. Sometimes they grow because your period or your hormonal balance is not perfect. Watch yourself. If your period has come and stopped, and then you start bleeding. So we say bleeding in between the periods. This is not right. And this mostly maybe polyp related or thickening of the lining of the womb. So you need to have a scan for that. You need also to be sure that you are doing your smear test. Is very important thing that we need to talk about, because smears can prevent cancer if you are
We will go on that after this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so if you have a bleeding between the periods or bleeding after having sex, then you think polyps.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think polyps, you need to have an ultrasound scan and look at the lining of the womb.
Yeah.
And probably you can have a camera inside the womb to look inside, and if there is a polyp, can be removed at the same time. How to prevent polyps? Hormonal balance, like you make sure that your period is coming regular, again healthy diet, and like healthy lifestyle. There is nothing perfect to say that I do that and I prevent polyps, because they come from nowhere.
So what is it? Is kind of a skin tag, it's a skin tag, but it is it can be anywhere, but it can be like
inside the cavity of the womb, in the lining of the womb. There can be overgrowth of fibroid into the cavity of the womb. So some of the polyps are fibroid related, some polyps are overgrowth of the lining of the womb. And all polyps has to be removed and be analyzed, because young women, they are very unlikely to develop cancer, but if you are 50 and above, so 10% of people have cancer. So every polyp has to be removed and sent to be analyzed to ensure that there is no cancer.
That's really good, actually. So all the sisters watching our program, you must be knowing about in detail what is polyps and how you can prevent yourself fibroids, and then obviously polycystic ovaries as well. It's very important to go for a smear test, and every 3 years, obviously, we are getting letter to go and test it, and some women are actually not going to test it. So how important is to have smear test, and why it is important?
Let's start from the beginning. Young children now are offered the vaccine. Take it. Really, I do colposcopy. I see how many people who didn't have, people especially come from like overseas, they don't have this service, and they come with cancer. So vaccine is very important. If you have a girl who's teenager, don't be like afraid to give her the vaccine. The vaccine protect about 9 virus, which are cancer related, or they are skin tag related. So it protects, and it protects about 80%. It's really
That's great, actually.
Take it.
I didn't know about that as well. So it's really important, because schools are offering vaccination to protect young girls, teenage girls from polyps, fibroids, and polycystic ovaries is all included, and it can protect them. So please encourage the girls to have that vaccine as well. So we are discussing in more detail, but obviously this is the time for a short break. Stay tuned with us. I'll see you after a short break.